One of the most important content that website owners should pay attention to is the SEO and the content of the website, and also the appropriate position for ranking the site. If you want to rank your content higher in Google, Yahoo, and Bing searches, it has to be valid by named search engines, and the content also should be approved by them. Search engines cannot read the whole content of the website as we human can do, so we need the right tools to determine the content to make our language understandable to Google. One of the most useful tools in this field is the Schema Markup Language. If we assume that the search engine is an outsider who does not know our language, Schema plays exactly the role of a translator who gives our content to Google. In this video from Nitro SEO, we want to remind you how to rank your content in searches and search engines higher and work with Schema Markup. Before I go into details, I recommend that if it's your first time getting to know Nitro SEO YouTube channel, subscribe our channel and turn on the notifications. Getting started with Schema Markup. Schema is part of the website's internal SEO. The schema generally helps the search engine to get more information about your content. Schema's overall job is to bookmark your web pages. For example, you created some desirable content for a movie called Around the World in 80 Days. This language tells search engines that a movie named Around the World in 80 Days, directed by, with a score of 5 out of 5, created on this website, and search engines rank them in accordance with the privilege that the users gave and other criteria. The stars that are seen are marked by the schema. By using this schema, you can mark the data as photos, author name, creation date, last edit, text and page title, and the format in which the pages are defined. To get acquainted with other marking codes, refer to Schema website to specify other codes if necessary. To use the schema code, you can create specifically or use the additional tools and the tool from Google Tag Manager and Microdata. Google Webmaster Tools is also possible. Microdata and its relations with the Schema Markup Language. The general definition of microdata can be expressed as follows. The small information that defines and works the different parts of a web page is called microdata. Each microdata is divided into 3 tags, which I can use to create a piece of code in the schema language. These 3 tags are named item type, item prop, and item scope. For example, if we want to specify a book using microdata, we must enter information about the book in the div tag. Now, in the previous tag, microdata must be added, so we have to use 2 item type and item scope, typing the type of subject and scraping the subject area. In the next step from the schema website, select the subject of your data and its domain. For example, if your domain is the introduction of a movie, you should select the movie as data. Item prop is used to complete the description. For example, we use 3 item prop to enter the name of the book, its genre, and the name of the author of the book. When done, run the head tag and your code is ready to put on your website. Google Tag Manager and how it works with the Schema Markup Language. Google Tag Manager, or GTM, is a free tool from Google so that users can upload code and programming tags to applications and websites for free. Alternative to many plugins in WordPress and Joomla, you can use this tool to create different code and tags. Google Tag Manager itself is divided into 3 sections: tags, triggers, and variables. Tags that contain code that is placed between the code of a website and are a kind of a predefined code. In using the schema, we're dealing with HTML tags. Triggers have more of a central role. For example, triggers can be used to count the number of hits and clicks and etc. For this purpose, Triggers are used as a sensor to announce the command to the tags as soon as an order is given so that the tags can be activated. The role of triggers is very important because they actually categorize what needs to be done by GTM and what information needs to be provided. For example, they say how to tag and under what conditions. Because most of our use of variables are triggers and tags, we will not go into details of the discussion of variables. 1. First, you need to create a new tag set in Google Tag Manager. To do this, select the Add New Tag option. 2. Select the name and type of a tag. For the name in the box, enter your desired name to make it easier to find. You can still change the name, but it is better to do it first. In the second step, the type of tags must be selected. We do. Three. In this step, it is necessary to copy the JSON-LD code that we will explain in the following section on working with JSON-LD and enter it in the section and save your information. 4. In this step, you can choose where the tags work, then save your tag. After saving the relevant code, a window will be displayed with two options and we select the Save Tag option. 5. Next, we need to create a trigger for our tags to apply their sensor action on the tags. For example, say under what conditions and when the tags should act. To create a trigger, go to the Tag Manager menu and select the Triggers option. Then an option called New is created to create a new trigger. Six. In this step, click on the Choose a Trigger Type option and select Page View from the drop-down menu. 7. In this step, it is time to select the pages where you want your defined tag to work on those pages. You can use the option of all pages or some pages. The option of all pages is more commonly used. 8. In this step, you must connect your defined trigger to HTML. To do this, go to the Tags section in your left menu and click on your HTML tags. Then, in the page that opens, select Choose a Trigger to make click this tag fire. 9. After completing the previous steps, click on the specified name of your trigger and select it and save it. After saving, click on the Submit option at the top of the page and select the Publish option. After performing the steps mentioned in the fields that open, enter the tag information and click Continue. What is the cooperation between microdata and the Schema Markup Language? Item type, item prop, and item scope are the three tags that make up the microdata with which the Schema Markup Language must be integrated. We know that each of these tags has its own specific application that was mentioned earlier. Step 1. Well, to start working with microdata, we need a div code to enter the information. For example, the movie we want to mark. Step 2. In the second step, you need to add microdata to your div code. To do this, the three tags that make up the microdata must be used in the div tag. As is clear from the name of each tag, item prop in helping to better convey the concept of information to search engines and complement the information of your choice. For example, the important item prop of a book in the north of the genre becomes the author and the name of the book. Here the name of the film, its workers, and the genre of the film are listed in the code. The item scope tag indicates the subject area of our choice to be bookmarked. Here our subject is movie, and at the end is the item type tag which represents the subject of our tag. Step 3. After entering your code information in the form of the Schema Markup Language is ready, you can use this code after the head tag of your site on the page that you want. How do JSON-LD and schema scripts work together? To get started with JSON-LD scripts, we need to learn how to work with scripts as well as learn how to create JSON-LD scripts with the help of sites and utilities. Visit schemaapp.com to get started. If you're good at coding, you can create scripts manually. By visiting schemaapp.com, you can work with the JSON-LD schema generator tool. This tool is for creating ready-made tags without the need for programming. After visiting the website and accessing the tool, it is necessary to enter the information about your desired tags and write the required description of your tags in the relevant boxes. For more information on creating schema tags using the JSON-LD schema generator tool, follow the steps. 1. In the first step, create the desired category and subcategory for our tag. 2. In the second step, you have to give explanations about the selected category. Filling in all boxes and fields is optional, but it is necessary to fill the boxes carefully and consciously so that your result is ideal. For example, if the context of our topic is about a book, the category of the book should be selected. 3. By giving the information at the top of your tool screen, a box containing the code of your script will be seen. In this code, the script introduces its desired script. 4. In the second part, it has a grammatical code containing information for using the Eskimo alphabet. In the context section, this message lets the browser know that the markup language in question is schematic. 5. @type, like its name, specifies what type of content you want to mark. Here we talking about a book, so our typing should be a book. 6. Before using the code, with the test markup option, you can test and test your generated code. 7. In the last step, by selecting the copy to clipboard option, you can copy your code and use it in marking the content of your website. Of course, this structured data testing tool can also be a good help in testing content and sham codes. Note 1. Schematic code created by JSON-LD scripts starts with the script tag. Note 2. schema.org/docs/full.html is a link to familiarize you with the various data of this markup language. For example, if we want to mark football or an actor, and by using schema, we must use the word person next to @type instead of the word book. Example, @type, person. Final words. We all know that search engines, as before, do not pass by content easily, and also for them, optimization and quality of content is very important. Therefore, in order to be more approved by search engines, it is necessary to expose their desired criteria, in addition to observing them, to expose them to more visitors and to introduce the content to them more accurately. Schema is a practical markup language for the progress of our work, as well as precise URLs for introducing our content to Google and other search engines. We hope you find this video beneficial and useful. You can share your opinions and experiences about using the schema language and ways to create its tags by posting a comment and the Ask Me section. Stay with us!